Like we don't want it to just be like a one of those like it's just a hype moment or like you're trying to win us over just from throwing Robert Downey Jr. in it. Like do it well, make it you know impactful and good, not just like a what people complain about with No Way Home, where you're just throwing cameos in just for shock value.
What I like about this decision is that you're not tainting the Iron Man legacy because technically Tony Stark is not coming back. It is a variant of him. Well, my assumption should be that it'll be a variant of him that will be playing Doctor Doom from another universe, because you have the Secret Wars movie coming out after that, which is when they have the big war with all the universes colliding and fighting for one universe to be the one of them all. That being said, the way I think they should do it is simple. I think what's going to end up happening is Tom Holland is going to be the focal point of the Avengers movie, and they're going to play on the fact that the villain that they need to stop from another universe is your mentor.
What's going on, people? It's your boy Macky. Oh, yo yo. Hope you're living well. Hope you're doing right. I got my good brothers here. We got the Black Kage, the Hook Kage, aka Salt and Pepper Poppy, Crispin. We also got Badman forward, Badman pull up, a Badman forward, Badman pull up, a Badman forward, Badman pull up, a Badman pull up, a Badman pull up. Badman Shawny in the motherfucking building. And we also have our special guest for today's podcast episode, Musa.
So at San Diego Comic-Con, they had somebody dressed up as Doom that was on stage in Hall H and took off his mask, and it was a motherfucker.
It was me.
Oh my god, I'm sorry. Bleep me. It was Robert Downey Jr. Mr. RDJ, Mr. Iron Man himself. So before I am Iron Man. I am Crispin.
I am the creator.
So to kick off our conversation, I'm just gonna read, because John something came up, so John couldn't make it tonight. So I'm gonna read his thoughts, and then we're gonna just give our thoughts based off of what John said. So speaking as John, there's a part of me that wants to see Robert Downey Jr. absolutely crush it at being Dr. Doom, and another part of me that is skeptical about how they will explain the character's existence. If this is a Tony Stark variant, his story has to be really good for us to accept changing a character that is compelling all on his own.
All right,
so I'm gonna let Musa go first.
Go ahead, Musa.
Yeah.
The funny thing is, I texted Ugo before this. I was like, yeah, let me brush up on the highlights because I didn't really watch anything from San Diego Comic-Con. But this, I saw 100%. Someone texted it to me. It was like, yo, what is going on? But it wasn't like a clip. It was just a picture of a bunch of Dr. Dooms on stage, and then like Robert Downey Jr. like to the side, I guess, when he handed someone the mic or something. And I was like, I don't get what is this? Okay, they introduced Dr. Doom. But then I went on Twitter and just saw it everywhere. And I was like, oh snap, that is crazy. So yeah, like you said, it's the double announcement of, okay, we're gonna get Avengers Doomsday, so they're pivoting fully, and we're also seeing who Dr. Doom's gonna be. I kind of agree with John too, and I saw a few people that were of two minds of it. The first part is like, we're excited because we love Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, and everyone wanted to see him back in some capacity, and there's been rumors of like, oh, would he come back? But they were thinking it would be like, I don't know, a variant of Iron Man again or something like that. So I think this is kind of like that conversation we had earlier with like the critic versus the personal, like, yeah, the fan wants to see it, but then if you're thinking like critically, the same thing John's saying, it's like, okay, now how are you going to do the character? Are you going to, like, the person that texted me it's like, okay, but now he's like Romanian and all this other, like, there's a whole backstory about the character. It's like, if he's just going to be a Tony Stark variant, it's like, how do you introduce that? Is that going to, I don't want to say ruin the character, because there's always a way to retell a story and things like that. So yeah, I mean, I'm excited for it. It was a hype moment, I think. I don't have any like emotional ties to Doctor Doom. So whatever. I don't want to hear him having no funny accent though. If he can't do an accent good, just talk normal. Yeah, I think people are excited, but also they want him to do it well. Like we don't want it to just be like one of those like it's just a hype moment, or like you're trying to win us over just from throwing Robert Downey Jr. in it. Like do it well, make it impactful and good, not just like what people complain about with No Way Home, where you're just throwing cameos in just for shock value purposes and things like that. So yeah, green's my favorite color, so got that going.
He's like, hey, something good coming out of it.
Yeah.
I would.
What you think, Matt?
I think I'm like in the middle as well. I have no real ties, just like Musa, to Doctor Doom. Marvel was never really my thing until recently. So I mean, I'm not a real fan of any of these characters besides the main guy, Spider-Man, and them. But what I will say is that I do think that Marvel got Tony Stark, Robert Downey Jr. to play Tony Stark as a way of one to make the OG fans come back and watch Tony Stark on the screen again. 2, to make money, and 3, to do as a distraction that we're done with Kane and we're gonna have the Iron Man play Doctor Doom. Now,
wait, sorry, can I interject?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, sorry. This what I left out when we was talking about the last topic. I said I wanted to wait because I knew we were going to talk about this. But the whole people are comparing Robert Downey Jr.'s like troubles compared to like Kang and like he got a second chance and things like that. To me, first of all, I was kind of young whenever he was wilding out.
He was wilding in the streets.
I think like from what I surmised about it was two things. One is like it's different if it's like a personal thing, like substance abuse and all this kind of stuff, versus another person being involved in it, especially in 2024. Like you're looking at 2004, 2005, whenever he was 2001, compared to 2023, 2024, and you're involving another human being. It just like they're not willing to make take those chances. Plus, it's not like he was with Disney when he was doing that, and then Disney just brought him back. Like it's a whole different scenario. So that was.
And then just to piggyback on that and give it back to Macky, RDJ, yeah, he went through his shit, but he did the work. He did the work, he proved himself, and he worked his way back up. Unfortunately, no matter how we feel about the Jonathan Majors thing and everything he went through, it's like Macky said, bro, you got a morality clause. You signed that shit when you got the role, and that's what comes with that. And that's not even just you, that goes with all of Hollywood. Now we don't want to get into the whole the disparities with black versus white in Hollywood and getting canceled and all that extra shit, because I mean the whites are getting canceled too, so it's true. But at the end of the day, Majors just need, like, the comparison is not the same. That RDJ shit was like,
sorry, keep going. Sorry.
The RDJ shit was about 20 years ago. The man did the work, worked his way back up. I know he has nepotism on his side, but he still did the work to get himself back to build himself back up with grace. And Jonathan Majors right now is on that journey. He's getting the roles. He's working his way back up, and it's unfortunate, but bro, like, they can't, that's not a suitable excuse to knock what's going on right now. You want to attack the fact that maybe they're doing it to with something that big of an impact that'll make you be okay with him, because you can't just swap King out like that and make it like something light. You have to do something big to make it make sense and work. But let me let Macky go, because I'll eventually go.
Yeah, and again, I mean, I do agree with what Crispin said earlier, that at some point they may bring Kane back and just have him as a different character. Say, this is a variant, because remember the old one, the one in that movie, he died, right?
Yeah, he died.
Quantumania.
In Quantumania, that one did die, yes, but it's also, we also don't know if he did die or if he got sucked into like the realm and shit.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying.
He Who Remains got.
Yes, in Loki.
And Loki.
But what I'm saying is they could just bring him back and say this is a variant of
variant.
That
like
looks
he de-aged or some shit.
Yeah,
or changes
his appearance or some shit. So just to give a little context on that, the Robert Downey Jr. was going through addiction issues from
early 90s,
1996 to 2001. He didn't land Iron Man till 2009 or 2008. So yeah, that is a long time. And I'm looking at all the other movies that he did between that time. They were not. No, you wouldn't remember any of these movies. Like he did Iron Man, The Incredible Hulk, and Tropic Thunder all in the same year. 2000,
which is crazy because that's a fucking lot.
It's a lot. No, but there's a lot of fucking movies.
That's a lot of movies, bro. Tropic Thunder was good.
Incredible Hulk was just
a cameo, but
movies,
making movies is like 6 months process, bro. So they're shooting for like 3 months and everything else.
Sherlock Holmes in 2009, and then in 2010 he did Iron Man. But yeah, my main point is it took a while for him to get the roles, for him to revamp himself as the Robert Downey Jr. that we know today. Because again, I remember vividly during that time, they thought that he was going to die because of the amount of drugs that he was doing. So,
again, that's a lot of an image thing. Like if you do drugs on your own, okay. If you quote unquote hitting women, it's like a whole different situation.
That's a whole different.
We all on drugs. Yeah. Not me. I'm saying like
self-harm versus intentional harm.
Yeah. Like, they all do drugs too. They just know how to show up to work.
Yeah. But yeah, so I mean, I think. Oh, this is another thing I was gonna say, that Tony Stark has actually been Doctor Doom in the comics.
Yeah.
So this is not something that is like new, and he also hates Reed Richards, and we're getting the Fantastic Four movie. So I'm not mad at it. I just think that again, corporations are gonna corporate, businesses are gonna business. And this is just a business move, a smart business move, because anything Robert Downey Jr. right now, especially after the Oppenheimer, him winning the Oscar for that, anything he does at this point is gonna, do money in the bank. So I'm not mad. The only reason why I'm mad again is because it's taking away those black jobs.
But it is.
The near tech.
Crispin, your thoughts, please.
I like Robert Downey Jr. He's a great actor. That is my opinion on this situation. Because if he does not remove his mask, nobody gives a fuck. It's literally a different character. And if he has an Iron Man mask and he removes it, we know that happened in the comics, so nobody gonna give a fuck. Now, if he has the Doctor Doom mask and removes it, we see Robert Downey Jr., we're gonna be like, all right, bro, put that shit back on, never take it off. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to see your face. Because your face in this universe is Iron Man. Unless you have the silver Iron Man suit, and then you go like this, and it's you, the evil version of you. Cool. I'm cool with it. That's all. I'm cool with it. All I'm saying is, set this nigga up, bro. Don't just throw the movie out and then him. No. Just put him in the. Obviously, he's gonna be in the Fantastic Four movie. He has to be in there. He has to be created there, like as the villain. Like this nigga came, or they beat him, or whatever. He goes somewhere else and gets more powerful, comes back. You know what I'm saying? But in any other movie that's out after Fantastic Four, he has to be like the mastermind of something that's going on. Like you see him sitting down or whatever, he doesn't have to even say anything. He just be like, "Yes, sir," whatever. Somebody like, boom, go get that, do that, boom, boom, boom. So we can be scared of this man. If you're not scared of him, The same thing that happened with this dude is gonna happen again. It's like this was rushed. You just threw him in here. Now you have to rewrite all your movies, not just this one, just all your movies. Now add him into all the movies. Add him into 2 seconds, 3 seconds in all the movies. And the cut scenes and anything. I need to see him in movies. That's it. That's all I need. I don't care who is the actor. Well, we do care because it's Robert. You know, he nasty with it. But get the shit right. Introduce him in all. Not in shows. Fuck the shows, bro. Fuck the shows. In movies. How many movies are coming out from here to when that movie comes out? Like 3 or 4, no?
I think the first one was Brave New World.
Yeah, we only know
the one we know about.
Fantastic Four, and then what? Next year?
What?
That's
not
Force
gonna be
next
next
year.
year.
I think.
Is
I
it
believe.
Yeah.
They didn't say the date, but I believe I literally saw a post that said they started filming today 1 year before it. That's what I.
So if
But,
you
like,
have Fantastic Four,
That's kind of what I was saying earlier. I'm like, if this come out in 2026,
they
we
might have
haven't
this
seen
back.
him yet. It's like
Add,
how many
add
movies?
TV shows coming out too?
You said?
I don't care about
The
TV.
Agatha TV shows coming out.
I don't think.
I don't even care about that. That's gonna probably be like an Echo, where it's like its own standalone thing that doesn't
Captain
play
America:
any.
Brave New World release date February
February.
14th, 2025. So
Yeah,
good.
so there's not a lot of. That's what I was saying earlier. I'm like, and to Crispin's point about like rushing it, like Kang. Like, oh man,
You showed it once
again.
and
It's
then
the
you put him in
gift
the
and the
movie.
curse of this whole universe situation. It's like when it works, it works. When it doesn't, you gotta try and make it work. And it's like, are they gonna just force him into certain movies? Are they gonna just like, is it gonna make sense? Like the joint comes out in 2 years, right? And they cutting back on how many movies they plan out every year. So it's like you got even less room to kind of introduce him and stuff. So.
I mean, the only good thing I'll give him is that because we've had all these MCU movies up to this point, the characters are already there and established. So it's not gonna be hard to like. Reggie's knocking my camera. It's not gonna be hard to pick up a team and make it work and whatnot. My thing that I noticed is, again, John makes a good point. How are they gonna make the story? Well, it's simple. If Tony's, what I like about this decision is that you're not tainting the Iron Man legacy because technically Tony Stark is not coming back. It is a variant of him. Well, my assumption should be that it'll be a variant of him that will be playing Doctor Doom from another universe, because you have the Secret Wars movie coming out after that, which is when they have the big war with all the universes colliding and fighting for one universe to be the one of them all. That being said, the way I think they should do it is simple. I think what's going to end up happening is Tom Holland is going to be the focal point of the Avengers movie, and they're going to play on the fact that the villain that they need to stop from another universe is your mentor, your teacher, your father figure.
Twice.
And they're gonna, in that nigga, exactly. They're going to really play on the heartstrings with that. I can see it coming. In terms of the comics, yes, there's a comic where Doctor Doom becomes
I have
Iron Man.
something to say. My fault.
Oh, hold on. Let him finish because
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Johnny. Go ahead. My bad.
Yeah, I'm just gonna land. There has been a comic when Iron Man has become Doctor Doom, and then there's been a comic where Doctor Doom becomes Iron Man. MCU has the liberty to play around with it, and the fucking Russo brothers are coming back to direct that shit.
Yeah,
both of them.
They're gonna deliver.
And not for nothing, in the Russos I
miss.
trust.
They don't miss.
They don't miss.
I got some things. I looked up the lineup, right? So in Captain America: Brave New World, I need to see it in a cutscene. I don't need to see it in the movie. Put it in the cutscene. You know what I'm saying? Put it at the end of the cutscene. Put him in there. That's the first movie that comes out after the Deadpool one. That's the first movie that comes out. Then after that is Daredevil: Born Again. I need to see him in the movie.
That's not confirmed yet. It's not.
a show.
It's in Disney Plus. My fault. That's in Disney Plus. My bad.
Yeah, but it's not. None of that is confirmed yet. The only thing they have confirmed,
dates. This one
No,
has
that's
dates.
what I'm saying. That what you're reading
Mhm.
was something that they had put out before. But that was before the Jonathan Major stuff. Now with the Jonathan Major stuff happening,
all of that changed,
and getting hit with a lot of backlash for the amount of shows that they were putting out, they've slowed it down. Because I know a couple of other things were supposed to come out this year. That's not coming out. Thunderbolts is still. I've heard that one is still in production.
It's supposed to come out this year, I think.
But it was come out this year.
Push it back.
May 2nd, 2025.
Yeah, but I don't even think it's gonna come out next year because they're trying to slow down with how many things. Again, who knows? But the only things that are confirmed is the Agatha movie, the Agatha show, the
Brave New World.
Captain America, and then the 2 Avenger movies. So only 4 pieces of content from Marvel.
Yeah, they need to throw all that bitches out. Not
Keep
the show.
in mind,
Fantastic
Four is coming.
Fantastic Four, because you got Pedro.
Oh yeah, and Fantastic Four. I forgot about that.
Their Doom is their main guy, but I think they're going to focus on Galactus first. So we all know we're expected to see Doom there in some way, shape, or form. And the last thing I'll say to this, because we have to head out soon, is simple: Robert Downey Jr. is going to play Dr. Doom. But that does not mean he's going to play the MCU 616 universe Doctor Doom. He clearly cannot, because Tony is the RDJ is Tony, and Tony is dead in our current universe. So clearly he's gonna have to be from another universe, which means we could get another Doctor Doom that is the 616 Doctor Doom.
All I'm saying
it's gonna be like a Dragon Ball GT situation with 2 17s coming together.
Like that Dr. Doom can come over and
Dr. Jiro and Dr. Miu or whatever his name is.
Okay, let me just say something. I know these are not confirmed, but for me, if I'm the MCU, if I'm a Marvel, if I'm Disney, right? I'm doing the Captain America movie. I'm doing the Thunderbolts movie. This is just movies, right? And then I'm doing Fantastic Four. And in those 3 movies, you plant the seed for the Avengers movie. See what I'm saying? Because if you don't do that, if you just do Fantastic Four, like Captain America, Fantastic Four, and then boom, people are gonna be like, the fuck? Like people like Musa that don't know about Doctor Doom like that, or don't care about Doctor Doom. They're gonna be like, okay.
I heard he's tough. He was okay.
You see, but you see the energy. Like I heard he's tough.
Joint.
I mean, keep in mind the movie is called Doomsday. That might be the movie that brings him 100% in. Yeah. Not 100%, but you can start him in Fantastic Four, and then you can flesh him out fully in Doomsday. Kind of like what we did with Thanos, because we didn't see a lot about Thanos before he came in.
No, yeah, we didn't see. He may also be in the Secret Wars movie as well, because Doomsday.
Secret Wars is after Doomsday.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He can also be in that one, so he could be in both of those movies.
But this is not.
It's confirmed. He is in both.
Oh, right, he is right.
He's in what I'm saying. You're not understanding what I'm saying.
They can flesh. I hear what you're saying. You're saying that they should flesh them out in each of those movies.
It's not flesh him out. I don't need to know about him. I don't need to know his story.
He wants like a Thanos,
we knew about Thanos
reveal
because of things that we know about Thanos. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, like the Infinity Stones.
The Infinity Stones, we know Thanos has that. So if they're introducing Infinity Stones, we are expecting to get to Thanos. You see what I'm saying? Like it's just moves that are happening that when Thanos was introduced, we were like, yeah, we were expecting this shit. We were waiting for this moment.
We saw him at like the end of the first Avengers. Obviously, Loki got the
he was just there,
Tesseract or whatever, and then Guardians of the Galaxy 1. They mentioned him by name. So yeah, I get what you're saying. They got to plant the Easter eggs in different ways, and then.
But that's why. But and I hear you, and that's why I'm saying that is what more than likely is going to happen in Fantastic Four. They're going because Fantastic
that will be
Four
the movie to do it.
Is a movie where they've already said that this movie is going to be in a futuristic 60s like universe that is not 616. So the Fantastic Four that we are seeing in this movie is not going to be in the MCU Earth. Like it's not the same universe.
616.
So this is how they can flesh him out, because their biggest enemy is Doctor Doom. That would be the perfect way to bring him out, and then the next year by 2026 Doomsday, and now we can have a full Doom movie. I hear what you're saying, right? They had a lot more to work with when it came to Thanos because of how like integral Thanos was into that particular story that they were building. With Doom, I don't, again, from
maybe they don't need it as much.
They may not need as much as they did for Thanos, because I don't even think that Thanos was really going to be the big bad until
the Avengers movie.
The first Avengers movie.
I think what you're trying to basically say is that there was a lot more movies that they had a lot of movies and a lot of time to the setup.
More intricate than just, Doomsday, boom, Fantastic Four, Doomsday. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just,
not for nothing, they might have learned from the Kang situation to not have 8,000 movies.
Yes. They might just say, hey, we're going to start him off in Fantastic Four, and if what Macky's saying is true and it takes place in a different universe, you got the Fantastic Four here, and then you got the Robert Downey Jr. Doom in that same universe. They do some shit, experimentation, boom, boom, boom. Their timeline collapses, they get sucked into the MCU. Now they're in 616, and now they coexist there, and that kicks off Doomsday. I think both things can be true. Like, I agree with Crispin. There needs to be a setup, because this seems more like we're just going to announce it to give it to you to fix the Kang situation. But the problem with this is that it sounds like you're going to make him the focal point of everything, and we need something soon, especially based on the timeline you're giving us. If you're telling us that we're getting the Avengers movie in 2026, then you have literally only next year, unless let's just say you decide the Avengers movie is going to be like a fall release, and that gives you a little bit extra leeway.
They normally do it like summertime blockbuster, right?
Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. It depends on how it goes, because they could switch it up. Right now, all we have is
some shit.
They I would think they need they need 3 movies next. Well, we know Fantastic Four.
There's 3.
Fantastic Four either has to be next year or the beginning early 2026.
To lead right into
right into it.
It might be like movies, not a prequel, but
like we know the Captain America
right into it.
Yeah, we know the Captain America one is gonna happen, right?
Yeah, that's guaranteed.
Yeah. We get a cutscene at the end of the movie. Literally a cutscene. We don't need to see him in the movie. I just need a cutscene that introduces this character.
Just of his cape or something.
You put have him saying some bullshit. Like, I can't believe these 4 guys, whatever, these 4 people are giving me these problems or whatever. Boom. We know he's talking about the Fantastic Four. We already know he's talking about the Fantastic Four. So you're setting up 2 movies. The Doomsday and Fantastic Four. We set up both movies. Boom. The next movie with the bolts or whatever, the charge bolts or whatever, you introduce one of the characters from Fantastic Four, and you don't even put him in a suit. You just introduce him.
No, you gotta put him in a suit, because we know who the fuck they are.
but that's the point. You don't have to know who they are. Like, they have a conversation, and they'll say their name. Like, we'll know them by name. You'll say their name, doctor, whatever, and you're like, oh shit, that's this nigga. But then get him out of here.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
I think the only
I just think that would be, but I don't know. I'm not a
writer or
podcast. The nigga that owns that shit. I'm just talking
last point before we go. I think personally that I would have rather them kept the secret about Robert Downey Jr. being Doom closer to the release of the movies.
They couldn't, because they had to build the hype and clean up the Jonathan Majors thing.
I understand. I'm just saying, for me personally,
I wish they would have.
If they would have held on to that until like the Captain America movie comes out, and then that cameo is him as Doom, bro. You're not gonna tell me
that would have been dope. That would have been dope.
The last thing, I'm done after this, is simple. If what you're saying is true about the Fantastic Four taking place in a different universe than the 616, it's gonna be really fucking. Okay, again, for the sake of conversation, if it's true and confirmed, because they switch the shit up every now and then. So as of right now, it's gonna be hard to cameo them if they take place in a different timeline, and the current movie does not involve any multiversal shit. Like Brave New World, they already said it. They're trying to go back to the basics with a Winter Soldier style movie where it's a more grounded, not realistic, but more grounded, non-alien, non-multiversal movie. You know, so that's the problem. I like what Crispin is saying in the sense that we want to get this, we want them to line it up and introduce Doom slowly but surely. But at this point, based on what we're seeing, we don't even know what other movies is lined up next year. So at this point, we have to rely on the fact that Doom is going to get introduced in Fantastic Four, and that's just going to be right before the Avengers movie. And unfortunately, what it sounds like to me, my final thought is that with all this news, the Fantastic Four movie has to be a fucking hit.
It has to go crazy.
It has to go crazy.
And they missed twice with that bitch.
They gotta hit. It gotta be a hit. And it's gotta be in. That's all I have. It has to be a hit.
Facts. And if y'all don't like what we said, leave it in the comments. All right, bye.
We'll catch you next time. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe, do all that good shit. You feel me? Shout outs to Musa for coming over again. Hanging out with the NBN boys, man. We appreciate you, my guy.
What's going on, people? It's your boy mackyomo. And you made it to the end of this video. We appreciate and love every single one of you nerds that have come, watched, and now you have conquered, okay? If you want to follow us, you can subscribe to the YouTube at Nerdy by Nature TV. That's Nerdy by Nature TV. You can also listen to the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. That's Nerdy by Nature Podcast, the Nerdy by Nature Podcast. And guess what? We're also on social media. You can follow us anywhere. Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. Nerdy by Nature TV. That's at Nerdy by Nature TV. And if you don't follow us, why I oughta. I'll see you there. Peace.